play, fam? It's your boy, the Captain, and we back. We back with a new segment. This is insert funny wrestling name things because we don't have a name yet. And by we, you're right, because I am not alone. I have brought with me that good guy, the non-heel, Mr. ZTZ. ZTZ, how you doing today?
How's it going, everyone? I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for this opportunity to start our weekly podcast on wrestling news and sharing our thoughts more than anything because we are just fans. We're just fans that really look forward to this.
Word. We have we don't have 7 stars to hand out like other people. No shade.
No shade. No, we have just thoughts and opinions, and we hope people listen. That's all we have. But here on our first episode, I guess we're going to start off with a very busy week. Lots of news. Some of you are bringing today on Wednesday because we record on Wednesdays around 5:30, and hopefully it'll be uploaded before the end of the night. So I guess we'll start off on Sunday with Elimination Chamber, which I did watch most of it, and I thought it was a pretty good show. I don't know how Griffin feels about it.
I'm not gonna front. I didn't catch a lot. What I did see, and by what I did see, I mean what I can remember, and what I remember is the women's tag match, and the Intercontinental match. I really liked it. I'm not gonna lie, Intercontinental match I thought was cool, but I was just more hyped that Finn Balor won.
Yeah,
because he won something.
Yeah,
and that made me feel good for the Too Sweet fan club. Made me feel really good.
Right. So I guess we'll start off with breaking from the very top of the card to the very bottom. We're not going to start with the pre-show because unfortunately I didn't watch the pre-show. It was on too early and I had family over. But what I did catch was the first ever women's tag team elimination chamber match to crown the first ever champions. And my opinion of the match was it was a pretty good match and that it was a fun one. But the beginning of it was so botched. It was just spot after spot after spot. There was no psychology in the match. And towards the last 8 minutes, they were pretty good.
Yeah. That spot that Nio took was crazy.
I thought it was good.
I was thinking to myself, like, oh wait, is this spot about to happen? And it did. And I was like, yo, is she okay?
Are you talking about the one where she went through the
went through the pod? Yeah.
I
was like, is she okay?
I think it makes sense. It makes sense in the fact that it happens every year. They go through the pods every year and they try to build it up and try to say, oh, this is bulletproof. And we all know it's not bulletproof, but they do it every single year where it's just part of a match at that point. It's like Kofi going into a match, the Royal Rumble. Like, he's going to do some crazy spot.
Word.
So that's not really a big thing. I did think it was a smart way to get her out of the match and just take Tamina to take the pin just to get her out. Because I thought it was going to be Tamina and Nia in the very end to face off Bayley and Sasha, but apparently not.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I was kind of surprised with the Bayley Sasha win, only because that's what I wanted going in, but Sasha was injured, so I didn't think they were going to win.
Mm-hmm. I could
if we didn't already say that.
No, I could tell they were going to win. Like, I don't know, it was like the obvious team to win. Nia and Tamina, obviously Nia, they're trying to build up this big heel as they always have, as his monster, but unfortunately she doesn't get it, and Tamina is just kind of Tamina. She's just kind of there.
Yeah.
But the match
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, who were you hoping would have come out with the belts?
Obviously, the favorites were Bayley and Sasha, but other than that, I kind of would have liked the Iconics to win. I'm not gonna lie, I liked them a lot in NXT, and they needed something, and they are a tag team, but obviously the better choice was Sasha and Bayley, so there wasn't really too much hope there.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like, I wanted them to win. I either wanted Bayley and Sasha to win, or I wanted the Riot Squad to win, because I just really like the Riot Squad. Like, that's just a personal thing for me.
No, I like the Riot Squad a lot too. I think they're great. I think they were outperformed. They did a lot better than I thought they would. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And the Iconics were just kind of there, but I like them as a duo. I don't know, they're entertaining more than anything.
Yeah, they really are. It's like when you go back to like their NXT days, they're always together.
Yeah.
They were together before they came into NXT. They did a Iconics were doing like an interview and they were talking about how they had known each other in high school, and for whatever reason they weren't like real fond of each other. Not on some like I hate you type stuff, but like they just didn't like run in the they just didn't like know each other kind of thing.
Yeah, of
And then they
course.
found out they were the only like the only two wrestling fans at like their school. So
Mm,
that's how they clicked, and like they've been together like ever since.
that's crazy. It really is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So Sasha and Bailey, your new champions. Um, they were emotional speech afterwards. It was nice. It was touching. I actually believed it more, even if it was like I don't know if they scripted or whatever. It did seem more genuine from the two of them, and they both deserved it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so next match was the Usos defeated the Miz and Shane, which I was actually surprised about because it didn't make much
Right.
sense to me for Shane and the Miz to beat the Bar and then like literally 3 weeks later lose to the Usos.
Yeah. Did you hear about what happened with Jimmy though?
Yes, he did. He did get. I don't even know if he got arrested, but the details aren't completely out
Yeah, I
there.
don't. Yeah, he there was some like run in with a police officer. I forget where, but when I heard about that, I was like, "Dang!" And they just got a title match too. There's no way that they're winning.
That also took effect into me, and like I thought about that. I was like, I'm pretty sure Shane and
Yeah,
the Miz are gonna win, but
yeah.
when they
But then
eliminated
it,
Naomi in the women's chamber match, like within like 3 minutes of it, like I was like, okay, so the Deuces are definitely not winning, but they won. They won the
yeah,
titles. I didn't really watch the match, kind of caught bits and pieces there.
yeah. I feel like there might be some sort of like bigger payoff
Hmm.
in terms of not payoff, but like some sort of other like punishment. Like they might win the titles, but they might like get squashed later down the line, sort of
Well,
thing.
that and
So
but they
not like
also
payoff, but like you know what I mean.
yeah, I know what you mean. They punish them eventually, like which I mean, whatever happened happened. It's better for us not to know of the fans because it kind of
Yeah,
like messes with their image. But
yeah,
their contracts
exactly.
are
Yeah.
coming up, and they haven't apparently as of right now they haven't re-signed.
Wait,
So
what? Bro, that's news to me. So you're telling me we're gonna get the Usos versus the Young Bucks? I'm just saying what.
we might see them AEW, but not every tag team that leaves here might go to AEW. Some of them might go to Ring of Honor, TNA, still or Impact at this point, still a competitor,
Yeah,
and
Impact, New
obviously New
Japan.
Japan.
Yeah, no, I just would when you look at a lot of the tag teams, and if you peep what WWE's been doing as of late, because they might not acknowledge it, but they know AEW is a thing.
Yeah,
They know that tag teams, because the Young Bucks are executive vice presidents. They're arguably, if you don't think they're the best, they are arguably the most marketable tag team in the world.
yeah, and
So WWE's been trying to up their tag team game.
well, that's
So
very clear by giving the Revival the tag team titles after they asked for their release right away.
hey,
But I mean, it's not like tag team wrestling in WWE can't happen. It obviously can. Look at NXT. Look at the Revival versus DIY. Look at all these great the Authors of Pain, which I always found were terrible wrestlers, still pulled off great matches.
word, yeah, yo, I need to take a moment just to say God bless NXT. Like shout out everyone who's come through NXT, who's still in NXT, who's going to NXT. Shout out NXT UK. Like,
All right. Next match was Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Rio Rush in a 2-on-1 handicap match for the Intercontinental
let's
Championship.
go.
I think the match was
Let's
exactly what it had to been.
go.
I think the match was a fine match. Mostly Leo versus Finn because Leo constantly kept tagging out, and Bobby would only come in
Yeah,
there and get the heat, and then he would tag out again. I think it was
yeah.
just exactly what had to happen. If you're gonna give Finn the championship, you were just gonna have to have him beat Leo, have him be
Oh
a
yeah,
smart,
definitely.
have him finally be a smart babyface too, by
Yeah,
cornering Leo when he had the chance and beating him down, beating them both down. All he had to do was a suicide dive, put him back in the ring, drop kick, coup de grace, 1, 2, 3, and he was championship, and he was
exactly.
champion.
Exactly. Best way to, put the belt on Finn, give him a big win after his Royal Rumble Universal title match, and a nice way to keep Lashley strong. Leo takes the pin, Leo takes the fall, and then Leo gets beat up after that match.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for Lashley to obviously be mad. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it doesn't make sense for the next night for them to be okay without them even explaining it at all.
I mean, but that happened with the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal when AJ beat him for the title. Do you remember that?
That is true, but look at where they are now.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm not saying I disagree with you, but I'm saying, you know, WWE has a history of pulling that kind of stuff.
Especially as of late. But you can instantly tell that the crowd, for most of the match, they were kind of dead. But they completely woke up and they were, I mean, for that match, the whole pay per view, they were amazing. It was probably one of the best crowds I've seen in a very long time. But
Nice.
But when like the pop when Finn Balor finally won was incredible.
Well deserved. He has been, you know, it's crazy. I don't know if you listen to Booker T's podcast. I don't listen to like the whole thing, but there are like snippets of it. And he was talking about Bianca Belair from NXT and her title match with Shayna Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it applies here. He was talking about how, you know, you have those guys that, you know, they have that aura, they have that look, they got that it factor, and they're young to the audience. Like Finn's been around a very long time, but you know, he's new-ish to the WWE audience. So he's been working hard, he's been putting in his time, and there have been a lot of times where he's gone out, and the way Booker described this is sometimes, you know, the boss will go to a guy and be like, yo, you got that look, you got that it factor, we're going to strap the rocket to you and blow you to the moon, but right now you're going to have to take this finish in this 1 2 3, you're going to have to take this L, you know what I'm saying? And if you watched Finn from when he lost the Universal title back when he became the first Universal champion all the way up until now, you know, you've seen he's been in some lackluster kind of feuds. He's been shuffled around the card a lot. He's been playing his role. Mm-hmm. So to see him go from those lackluster roles to him losing at WrestleMania last year to now being the Intercontinental Champion and looking like he's finally going to get that good run with the title that he has earned, in my opinion, like that makes me really excited and happy as a fan of his. So
it was a great sight to see, and I hope to see it for a very long time. Actually, fun fact: yesterday they were promoting as a commercial that Raw was coming back to Philadelphia in about 2 weeks, March 4th, I believe, and it will be a triple threat match for Finn's title versus Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. So I would like to see how that's going to play out. Should be fun.
Hey.
See how it goes, but we'll see his road. Next match was Braun Strowman versus I believe it was Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. Completely lackluster match. You can't really expect much from Baron Corbin, to be honest. There's something about the guy that he's just not a wrestler. He's not someone that shouldn't be out there. That shouldn't be a competitor.
Like savage.
If anything, I definitely can't even take him seriously when he's wearing his suit. I can never take.
I think the suit was. Yeah, I think the suit was cool when he was the constable or whatever, but like the fact that he's still wearing it, like why?
I mean, it's mostly because WWE, he doesn't have a body for TV, so WWE tells him to continue to wear it. But it is.
He wore a shirt for like the whole year he was on Raw before he became the constable.
Yeah,
he wore a shirt like that entire time. He wore it before he got drafted from SmackDown. So it's like, just let my man wear a T-shirt. Let him join the Uso T-shirt club.
I don't know.
Let him join the Heath Slater T-shirt club.
All I can say is every time Baron Corbin comes on the screen, I can't watch. I'll go on my phone. I'll literally leave the room, and that's what happened. I went downstairs and I did something else because I knew the match would take 20 minutes. I did catch the last portion when Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre came out and they beat down Braun Strowman again, because I mean it was whatever. It was just I just want to get through it.
I just don't want. Drew McIntyre is so good.
And I'm okay if he teams up with them. I am okay because we need a faction in WWE.
Yeah,
but just take Baron Corbin.
But you know what's crazy? I used to say a lot of the stuff that you're saying about Baron Corbin, I used to say about The Miz, and like I was dead wrong. For years, I have just been wrong. So I'm not gonna down Baron Corbin yet. Like I want to see where he goes. I want to see what they do with this new like potential faction. Like I want to get further down the line before I start judging Baron Corbin as a wrestler.
I think it's been too long. I came back to wrestling in 2016, and I've seen him against Dean, against I don't even remember who else. That's how unforgettable he is. And every match, every time I see the guy, it's just so boring. Same moves every single time. And that, you could say that's for a lot of wrestlers. But this guy is just, I don't want to watch him, and he doesn't play a good heel, and he's just not somebody I want on my TV.
I get that. I get that.
All right. Next match was Ronda versus Ruby. And I mean, it was what it was, and I thought it was fine to set up the angle because obviously no one believed that Ruby was going to beat Ronda. No one even thought about her even.
I didn't listen. I'm gonna have to stop you there. I didn't think that, but my girl Ruby Riott, bruh. Like I understand she had to take the L, but bruh, she took the L.
It's whatever. She got a rematch the next night and had a pretty decent match. So, Elimination Chamber was mostly just to set up Charlotte versus Becky versus Ronda for the championship at the main event of WrestleMania. So, it is what it is. The angle afterwards was amazing, though. I loved it, regardless of what people say.
That was fire.
It was very good. And people, I was on Twitter and everything, I was reading and I listened to some other people talk about it. People need to understand this. This is wrestling. So stop taking it so logical. There are things where if it doesn't make sense, you're like, what the hell? Like, what's going on here? There are other things. It's wrestling. It's fake. Obviously, it's scripted. People are complaining that, oh, where's the security go? Blah, blah, blah. Like, that's so dumb. I'm like, okay, it's an angle. It's to set up a match, and they've been doing a very good job setting up this match.
Yeah.
Nobody complains when in New Japan the ref is getting beat up, chairs are being used, and it's still no disqualification. Like, what? No one complains. But just because it's New Japan, people are okay with it. And that's always the way it's been. This is the way WWE works, and this is the way it's most likely always going to be. As long as it sets up a good angle and the story continues, it'll be great.
100% agree. 100% agree. But I did see a photo of Ronda's head after she got cracked with the crutch. The joint was leaking.
She got hit hard. Apparently, she doesn't have a concussion now, so that's good.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, but I mean, this feud, it really is just capitalizing on chances. Because if you even look back at the Survivor Series and everything that happened with Becky getting her face busted open, how like
this wouldn't happen if that didn't happen.
Exactly.
Like, we wouldn't be getting this.
Just that image, like that was the moment for me. Like I always loved Becky, but that moment when she got her face busted in and still left like a boss, that's when I was like, holy crap, this woman is something.
Bruh, I think we were together, and I was like, and I believe what was it, SummerSlam, where she turned on Charlotte.
We did not watch SummerSlam together. We haven't watched a pay-per-view in a while.
Dang.
Yeah.
But I do remember, even if we didn't watch it, I remember us having a conversation going, yo, she really did just turn heel. That was fire. I think when Survivor Series happened, and we were just like, bruh.
Oh, that match was... This feud is just capitalizing. It really is on moments and accidents, because really Nia punching her in the face was an accident, but it really like helped elevate the whole story.
Yeah, I completely agree. And even if she hasn't like gone on to do anything like super like major or win any championships, it's kind of like helped Nia's career in a lot of ways. She's become like, I don't want to call her the new Big Show, but like she's got that Big Show knockout punch now kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. She definitely does. She definitely capitalized on that too. But what happened in Elimination Chamber, it's another capitalization because like she busted, obviously she beat Charlotte and Charlotte was taking a beating. But then Becky turned on Ronda and left Ronda in a bloody mess.
Yeah.
And that's something
she is the man, dude.
She is the man. But really looking forward to that match at WrestleMania. So I mean, we'll continue to watch, see what happens there.
And we'll get to, and I'm looking forward to being there live for that match. We will be there
Exactly,
live.
that match will be great. Next match, final match on the card was the Elimination Chamber, men's Elimination Chamber. Any thoughts?
All right. I knew Kofi wasn't gonna win. Like we're gonna get this out of the way right now, and we're gonna talk about this when we talk about SmackDown. But I knew going into this, like Kofi wasn't gonna win.
Yeah, no, I knew he wasn't gonna win.
I saw Kofi not winning. Shout out to all my anime fans out here. I saw Kofi not winning the way I see Ash never winning the Pokemon League. Like,
oh yeah,
they're not gonna trick me. You're not gonna get my hopes up. So I just went into it like having like just knowing that he wasn't gonna win.
Yeah.
But the fact that he arguably had like the best performance out of all of the people in that match, fire is heat.
I think that match was great. I guess what I can say about Kofi is he kind of pulled a Seth Rollins because remember last year for the Elimination Chamber, Raw had a gauntlet match, and that was the one where Seth was in there for an hour. And after that match, he was huge. Much bigger than he was.
Kofi pulled it out too.
Yeah, no, he was great. Kofi was great. I guess we'll start off with where it began, and it was Samoa Joe and Daniel Bryan, which I was really excited to see that as those two as like the openers. I thought it was gonna be like Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy, or whoever it was. It was.
I would have assumed maybe Orton Styles. Wait, not Orton Styles because Orton won the thing. So yeah, Daniel Bryan starting the match period was news to me.
A nice surprise and puts him over as a champion too.
You're right. I hate that title he's got though.
I love it. I think it's genius.
I think it's genius for his character, but me as a person, I hate it.
Oh yeah, it's ugly. It is terrible looking, but it is beautiful. And I love that when he comes out and the title, like the thing that they put before the match, a title match, where the title shows up on the screen and everything. I love that like the planet comes out. Yeah.
I'm just like, no. What have we done?
I think that's great. I thought it was genius. I thought it's awesome. I think his whole character. I don't see him losing the title at WrestleMania or losing it at Fastlane. Of course not. I see him losing it later on, but he is doing a very good job.
I agree. I have a question for you when we finish with the Elimination Chamber stuff. I have a question for you.
Okay. I guess I don't remember who came out in what order. I guess we can just go with opinions at this point. So I'll let you go first.
You know me personally and as a person, any match AJ Styles doesn't win, I'm upset. I cry just a little bit on the inside. But I knew he wasn't gonna win. This match, I kind of fell asleep that night during Elimination Chamber towards the end. So forgive me, people who watch this. And I don't have a lot of opinions on this match per se, as I've not had the chance to physically watch the whole thing start to finish yet. I caught the tail end of it. I caught some Kofi Daniel stuff, and I thought that part of the match that I got to see was good. I think Kofi and Daniel both displayed themselves very well in that match.
I think they all displayed themselves really well. Probably one of my favorite Elimination Chamber matches. Samoa Joe did get pinned first, which has been very weird that they treat him like a monster on SmackDown. And then during the pay-per-views, like Survivor Series, he was the first one out within like 10 seconds. And now he's like out again, obviously not like so early, but still like didn't even pin anybody or submit anybody. Super quick to get out. But hey, it is what it is. Jeff Hardy was there. The only thing that Jeff Hardy really did was notable was the Swanton Bomb off the pod, which you could kind of expect from him at this point. And Randy Orton coming out. I actually expected Randy Orton to face off against Daniel Bryan. I thought they were going to pull the rug under Kofi. But he was also eliminated by Kofi Kingston. It was only like 10 minutes in or 5, whatever. It wasn't long for him to be in there. And the last couple minutes...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's interesting that at this point in Kofi's career, him getting this push, the first time I remember him getting like a major push against a good superstar was against Randy Orton.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember that or not.
I do remember that.
So it's just a full circle, kind of moment.
Yeah, I know.
I apologize. Go ahead.
No, don't worry about it. I mean, it's the first time we'll figure out the quirks and everything. Obviously, I don't want to be talking the entire time too. I want to hear your opinion.
Yeah, I feel you.
But the match was a good match, and I'm excited to see Fastlane. I'm excited to see what they do. I was very happy to see Daniel Bryan win. It was the right thing to do.
You're right. I agree.
Okay. So I guess that wraps up Elimination Chamber. So what is your question?
Who? I guess it's kind of like a twofold question. Who would you want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle, and who do you think he's going to wrestle at WrestleMania?
That's a question where I was thinking about actually earlier today and yesterday, where I don't see them going in a direction for him to face anybody at this point. And it's very difficult. I would love to see Daniel Bryan versus Mysterio, but I don't see them actually doing that. And they really haven't built up anybody unless they do maybe I don't know, like a 5 fatal way. Like, I don't know. They're just putting all these guys in the mix. But I mean, They're not going to give Aleister Black the shot. They're not going to give Daniel Ricochet the shot. Or if they did, that would be great. But I don't see it happening.
Okay. Do you think that they would sign somebody for WrestleMania for Daniel Bryan to wrestle?
No, I do not see that.
Not like as a one-off. I mean, do you think WWE would sign somebody and for the people listening, I know that this man clearly just signed an AEW contract, but let's say WWE was going to bring in Kenny Omega, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you see them rolling him out for WrestleMania?
No,
as his debut, kind of definitely not in the same way, but like they did with Fandango.
No,
definitely not in the same caliber of like wrestling though.
No, I don't see them ever doing something like that. It doesn't make any sense because you have a whole year and you have months beforehand to build up somebody.
That's fair.
I mean, they're not just gonna bring somebody in for one match and then have them either leave or whatever they're gonna do. It just doesn't. All these guys have worked so much harder. They've had more exposure. They have more prestige than a lot of other people. So I just don't see that happening.
Okay. But now I guess the other half of my question is who would you, if you were the man booking the card, setting up Fastlane into WrestleMania, who would you want to see Daniel Bryan wrestle? Who would you have him wrestle?
Who really is there? He's being AJ Styles. Jeff Hardy is not a threat. Mustafa Ali would honestly be the only one because in his debut match, he did beat Daniel Bryan, and he never received anything for it.
Okay.
I mean, who would you?
I mean, if I'm being me on any other given day, we'd be giving AJ Styles if I could have AJ Styles wrestle for every male title on SmackDown at WrestleMania, I would. But that's just me. Okay, but in all seriousness now. Honestly, and this is me being 100%. I feel like to have things come super full circle because of where they are right now currently in their careers, I would love to see The Miz wrestle Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship, considering The Miz is a face now and Daniel Bryan is a heel. No. Because that's a dynamic between the two of them we've never seen.
Yes, but the way they've been building up The Miz, obviously they could be keeping him away, but I just it's a month, it's a build for only a month, right? So yeah. I don't see him losing with Shane. I see The Miz really facing off Shane at WrestleMania, and I see The Miz turning heel again.
Fair. Yo, I just had a thought. Based upon stuff you've said. You've inspired this idea. Okay. All right, so Daniel Bryan's talking trash about how he's beaten all these guys, right? What if at WrestleMania he runs the gauntlet? It's stupid. It's dumb. I get it. It'll never happen. But follow me on this one. He's running his mouth on SmackDown one night, talking about, I beat Kofi Kingston, your hero. I beat the phenomenal AJ Styles. I put Mustafa on the shelf. I've done this. I've done that. Shane and Triple H just come out. You talk about beating all these guys. How about at WrestleMania, you face all of these guys?
I can see a ladder match, not a gauntlet match.
Fair. I just think I just running that mouth. Daniel Bryan's kind of is one of the Iron Men in WWE, a guy who can go for quite a long time. So
Yeah.
I figured running his mouth about beating everyone,
There's no
gauntlet
doubt.
match might be the match to shut him up.
They might as well bring back the Scrabble match from 2008.
Stop. Don't play with me. I'm probably one of like the 3 people who thought that match was cool.
I did not watch the match. I thought the concept was cool though.
The concept was cool as heck. I don't know if we're cursing or not on this show, but we're gonna keep it PG family friendly right now.
Now, yes. I thought that was a great match. I thought it was a fun match. It wasn't like an amazing match, but I thought it was a fun concept. And if they had the right performers and the right idea, they could pull it off really well.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
guess.
But moving on.
I guess we'll go to Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. Monday Night Raw. Raw is. I did get to catch a little bit of Raw. I was at work when Monday Night Raw was on. But for the stuff that I saw and I made sure that I watched, I just want to say thank you, Lord, for Aleister Black, Ricochet, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano.
I thought it was a cool idea. I didn't like the way they did it.
In terms of what, bringing them up?
Multiple things. First of all, the crowd was so dead in Los Angeles. It wasn't the night to bring them up. And if you want ratings to go up, you build this up. People know who they are. Like if they would have done the packages they did for EC3, Lacey Evans, and like the Otis and whatever the other guy's name, the tag team.
Tucker Knight.
If they would have done that package for these guys, the ratings would be up. It would be a bigger deal. But they did it for EC3. Where the hell was he? Where the hell is he? Besides this goofball that's just looking at himself in the mirror.
Bro, he's trying to find EC1 and 2, bro.
Yeah. Well, I hope he finds him. And then we get all these weird packages with Mojo Rawley looking at himself in the mirror, talking about himself. I don't know. Maybe he's going full on psycho and Bray Wyatt's going to come back and train him or whatever. I don't know. Point is, they build these guys up in one night. What they should have done is they built these guys up slowly. And I understand they want ratings to go up and everything. But you could have done this months ago when ratings were way lower than they are now.
You're right. Okay. I see your point.
And then I wouldn't have had DIY versus Rival match. Fun match. Great match. I thought it was a nice way to introduce them. I would have had them face freaking the B team and completely destroyed them to see what they can do.
You know what's crazy? You're right. Because I'm trying to think of tag teams on Raw. As a matter of fact, I would have had them fight
the Ascension.
Rude and Gable. Nah, not the Ascension. No. Because if you're gonna bring Tommaso Ciampa up and Johnny Gargano up together and seemingly try to reunite them, not as DIY, the guys they were then, but like as the guys they are now as a new team. If you're gonna try to bring them up, and you're gonna do for them if you're gonna do what you did on SmackDown the next night, then I definitely would have had them face Rude and Gable. I would have been like, I just would have had them face them as opposed to the champs, because didn't the Revival like just win the tag titles like a week ago?
Like a week ago, yeah.
And the first match that we see them have since winning the titles, they lose to DIY.
And that's what they do every single time. Whenever they call NXT guys up, yes, it's cool. You go and pick on the biggest guys, right? But you do that, and then like the whole card drops.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. You build these guys up because they have more exposure now, because most of the audience there doesn't know who the hell they are. You build them up.
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, it was a fun match though. It was a cool match, but it's something that should be
Oh,
like payoff like in a pay-per-view.
oh, definitely, definitely. I agree.
But I am
And
looking forward to what they might do. I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just no. Go ahead, because I was getting ready to move on to Ricochet.
Oh,
So
okay.
so go ahead.
I see them doing a triple threat at Fastlane, Di or Tommaso and Johnny Gargano versus the Revival versus Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, and then like the Revival win by beating Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. That sounds like an amazing match. You build it up differently.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I didn't realize I would ever want Ricochet and Finn Balor on the same team.
It's a nice
And
press.
then I saw Ricochet and Finn Balor on the same team. Like,
So apparently, what they were gonna do is have Ricochet versus Finn Balor last night or Monday night. And apparently, Paul Levesque told them that he didn't want that match, which makes sense because two babyfaces going off, it would have to be Ricochet winning. It would just make Finn look really weak after winning the title. It,
yes,
it, it was a fun match.
it was fun. That spot where Ricochet jumps to avoid Bobby Lashley, and then Finn hits him with the drop kick into the rail. Pure perfection.
It was
Pure
nice. It was a
perfection.
fun match. It was the right thing to do.
I'm so glad. We crossed off another victim to the Black Mass. Black Mass claimed another one.
He,
R.I.P. Elias. His jaw's probably forever wrecked. He will probably never sing again.
no, the list will probably be gone.
You're right. You got that, Chief.
Like, it's another example of them bringing in guys. You've been building Elias for how many months? For like over a year now, just for some other guy to come in that doesn't have as much exposure. And yes, Aleister Black is a much better wrestler than Elias. He's way better. But you just don't bring up these guys just to beat off tough guys right away.
Exactly.
It doesn't make
I
sense.
completely agree.
But that's as much as I remember as Monday night. I did not catch the main event with Ronda Rousey. I didn't really care at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I didn't catch that main event. I had to go back to work.
I guess we'll get back to. I guess we'll move on to SmackDown.
SmackDown. Now, I don't know personally how I.
Hello. Hello.
DIY was introduced, and I know that wasn't the the start of the show, but like I just like anytime Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano are together doing anything.
Of course. I
But
mean, it's fun. They're great.
but yeah. But they were watching a match. Match is over. Match is over. The Bar just they're talking about wanting to make an impact. Typical, NXT debut stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Bar comes up to them, and Cesaro and Sheamus do the typical "we're bigger than you, so we're better than you" kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man! And Johnny Gargano has this great line where Tommaso Ciampa leads by saying, you guys think we're jokes, but we didn't come here to play games. Johnny's like, yo, we didn't just come here to set the bar, we came to break the bar. And then you see like the split second of like Cesaro and Sheamus like looking at him all serious. And then they just start to laugh. They just start laughing.
Yeah, I did
and
catch
then
that.
they're like, yo, that was funny, guys. That was funny, guys. We'll see you guys later. And I was just like, way to telegraph that DIY are going to beat these guys.
Exactly. I mean, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, really well, they could have beat Insanity, but it's okay that they beat the Bar because they're not really doing anything right now, and having them feud together would be pretty nice. I do
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
see. I think it'd be awesome for a tag team match, at WrestleMania or whatever, between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens because they were former best friends or are best friends again. They came back
yes.
together
Ooh,
against
yes.
DIY. That sounds like a great way to set something up.
Ooh,
It
yes,
sounds like
yes,
a lot of you could get a lot of matches out of those
yes.
two
Really
teams,
can.
and
You
it'll be
really can.
awesome.
Yes. Oh, forgive me, fans, for not putting some sauce on Aleister Black. If I remember this the way I think I remember it, Aleister Black had a match. I came into SmackDown 12 minutes late. So
Mhm,
whatever the opening segment was, I missed.
mhm.
But I came back, and the first thing I remember seeing, Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas. I mean,
Very good match.
Andrade.
It was a fun match.
It was it was a fun match, and I think the most amazing and ironic part about that is that Aleister Black's wife was ringside for the whole thing.
Yeah, and then she was upset that her man lost or her man won.
I was I was like, oh, it must be. See, that's the crazy thing. I was thinking like it would be amazing if they all came to SmackDown, and I figured they would because that's what they did with and I was like, that would be amazing if he wrestled Andrade. And he wrestled Andrade. I was like, Zelina, I want to see how you keep it together. I want to see how you not cheer for your husband and go.
She didn't interfere. That's how she rooted for her husband.
Word, word. She let Andrade take a clean victory. Andrade's probably like worst heel manager ever, and she's just like, I had to do it.
Yeah,
But that was a fun match. That was a fun match.
it was a fun match. It was a good match.
Yes, we got to see Asuka.
And then she loses to Mandy.
Oh my god. I mean, the way they've been. I figured she might lose to Mandy. Once I saw Mandy come out, I was like, Asuka's probably gonna lose to her because they've been pushing her. They've been pushing her kind of hard, a little bit harder as of recently.
They have. They have.
But yo, that bump Asuka took, where like Mandy's on the outside, and she like does the pump knee, and Asuka just like I don't know if like Asuka purposely like put her face like in the way, like got closer to the knee strike or whatnot. But like if you, I don't know if you remember that or not, but
I
if you
did
get a
not watch the
chance,
match.
go watch it again. Like that, I was like, yo, she actually that pump knee on the outside was crazy. Asuka took a bump.
Yeah.
I thought she was about to have a black eye and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's crazy. What else happened? What else
I mean,
happened?
after that, I think it was the well, it was Aleister Black versus not Aleister Black. It was Ricochet versus Eric Young,
Eric Young, yeah.
which Ricochet won.
Ricochet won, obviously taking out Sanity and then hit him with the 630.
Yeah, I mean, it was a quick match. Didn't really expect much from it. Poor Sanity, man.
Yeah,
They came up. They could have been something.
they used to be so good. Dog, I hate saying that about people that come up from NXT.
That
They
happens to
used to be
so many
so
of them.
good.
Happens to so. Where were Shinsuke and Rusev on this card?
Wait, yo, right? I didn't even notice that they weren't here. Weren't they
Exactly.
supposed to have a match with or
Against who?
were they supposed against the club?
They already beat them.
Gallows and
But that was a
Anderson?
couple weeks ago.
Oh, I thought that's what I was thinking. I was like, that was probably last week.
No, that was like 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Oh damn.
Like our last. I don't even remember. It was a little bit ago. But yeah, they beat them. But like, I haven't heard anything from them since. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay. I
Then we
figured.
had the 6 man, and didn't really catch much of this match. I just know that Kofi pinned Daniel, and then Triple H and Shane McMahon came out and announced that Kofi was going to face Daniel Bryan at Fastlane, and the crowd popped, and everyone was really happy about it.
Yeah, it was a good match. It's exactly what you kind of would expect from a 6-man tag. It was weird watching Kofi in the 6-man tag, and the people he's tagging with aren't the New Day. That's just a like a tag thing for me,
Mm-hmm.
considering he's been a part of New Day for so long. But it was a good match. Kofi Kofi getting the dub. He got some offense in on Daniel Bryan. He got that nice little build up where in like any other match, Daniel Bryan would have moved out of the way and hit him with the knee or made him tap out with the label lock. But he got some decent offense, hit him with the trouble in paradise, hit him with the 1, 2, 3. My man's going to Fastlane. Now, full disclosure, I know WWE is playing with my emotions, and I know Kofi's not going to win at Fastlane.
No.
But the fact that my man is getting a push that he is deserved. He has been in the WWE 11 years putting in work. I don't know if did you see the promo he cut last week or the week before?
The one where he's I don't think it was a promo, but the one where he was hitting AJ when he was in the match and he said he's been waiting 11 years for this and now it's his time.
Yeah, it was the backstage backstage interview he gave.
Well, the one I was referring to was the one in the match. But yeah, go ahead. I did not see it then.
Oh no, yeah, seeing AJ and Jeff be like it's his time, amazing. But there was a promo he did with the New Day. I want to say it was last week or the week before. I'm pretty sure it was last week though. And Kofi was the thing that Kofi said that really like stuck out to me because I've watched Kofi wrestle since his debut. Is he was like the opportunities that I've had to be world champion or to wrestle for the world championship, I can count on one hand. He's like, I don't even need my whole hand to count that.
Mm-hmm.
And it blows my mind because I will go so far to say this. Kofi Kingston, in my opinion, is the most decorated African-American professional wrestler in the world today.
I would have to plus size on that, but I could see it. I could definitely see it.
Like I would go so far as to say that. And it's no offense to guys like Scorpio Sky or guys like Jay Lethal. Like that's just what I believe having watched Kofi wrestle, because you got to think being the best or being called the best doesn't have to do with, just the titles you win, but the matches you put on, like how you can get the crowd involved and being able to perform consistently. Like you don't have to be the strongest guy or the most aerodynamic, but if you're gonna be those things and you're gonna put on quality matches, they got to be consistent. And all matches of Kofi Kingston that I've seen personally, he has consistently been like the star of that match, even when he's getting squashed by Seth Rollins. That's a story for another time. But so I would say that in my opinion, Kofi Kingston is he's arguably the most decorated and best African-American professional wrestler in the world today. At the very least, he's top 3. Easy.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's great. He is great. So,
yeah.
It's not hard to dispute that.
Word.
But on that note, I think we're going to call it. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Looking forward, because of these NXT call-ups, yeah, it kind of sucks the way they got called up because nobody knew. But because we now know that they're doing main roster stuff, I'm really looking forward to what they get to do, the programs that they're going to be a part of. I'm looking forward to watching NXT in a couple hours because there's going to be the North American title match.
That is right. That's
between Johnny Gargano and Velveteen Dream, and I'm almost positive now. Like I already know the match, but how the match is going to end because taping spoilers. But if I didn't know that, I'm almost certain. I would be almost certain to think that Johnny's going to lose.
Yes, but yeah.
But it also makes me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say because of the call ups, it also makes me real excited for what NXT programs we're going to get. Because I don't think Aleister Black has to come back, and I don't think Ricochet has to come back. But Tommaso and Johnny have to come back. So I'm really excited to see who beats Tommaso for the title.
I think Adam Cole. But we'll see
You're
who
right.
they build
I,
up.
I would say Adam Cole. I'm surprised Adam Cole didn't come up.
I thought he would have been up a while ago.
Exactly.
I thought he was coming up before EC3. I don't even know why they called it EC3 or any of these guys, although these guys are amazing, but I would have thought they would have called up Adam Cole. But we'll see what
Whole
happens there.
undisputed era, but you're right.
Yeah. But we will see what happens. Any other thoughts before we head off?
Oh, so we didn't do the podcast when this happened, but I must say this now. Shout out my boy Jay White. Shout out my boy Jay White, the Switchblade. Let's go.
He did win the IWGP title from Tanahashi, which kind of annoys me that he won it. But I mean, they had to get it off of Kenny, so I guess that was the right move. But they might as well just had Switchblade beat Kenny they wouldn't have done that at Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to Jay White to see how he does. I expect him to lose it pretty soon, though. I don't expect him to hold it on for too long. But
man, I want that man to get the run. All right.
I think Okada will take it.
I don't think he will, but I want it. I want it.
I want it too, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess on that note, we're going to sign off. Thank you, everyone who's listened to our first podcast. It's called Griff Slayer. It will be up hopefully every Wednesday. This is obviously from ZTZ and Griffin, and we hope that you guys enjoyed our try period because we'll only improve from here. It's our very first time. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try. We're going to try. This is the Cap. This is ZTZ. I'm speaking for him right now, and we're signing off. Have a good night, everybody.